Hey everyone, Haz here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but we're gonna get into it. So I'm bringing in Guardian, Sabretooth, and Omega in War. So the reason I brought the synergy is just because Omega gets perfect blocks at the start of every fight from Guardian and Sabretooth, and then also Sabretooth gives Omega some extra like spore rate. So first up here we got a Nova on node 9. This is just hazard shift. I quite like Omega for hazard shift on any type because he doesn't hit the opponent much, so he doesn't gain many debuffs anyway. So that's really nice. And then in section 1 it's Incinerate Poison, so we can't really hit much in the poison, in the Incinerate, and then in the poison we can hit as much as we want because he's immune. And in the second phase, second section, we've got Shock and Bleed, so he can hit during the bleed, and he gets Death Field, which is really nice. So we've got a Killmonger on 18. I'm not really worried about any Section 1 fights. It's really just one fight in Boss Iron that I'm worried about. Most of my Section 2 fights as well are pretty chill. Yeah, Omega's just really, really good in War. Like, the range he has in the health pools is really good. And he's just so versatile with like so many different matchups as well. He's really just weak to robots. Everyone else he can fight just fine, essentially. So going in for heavy here, usually I build up between 15, 20, 25 spores around that area, and then go for a heavy to lock them in, deal some nice damage, finish with a special 1. I think a lot of fights I finish here with a special 1, but I will mistime the degen a few times, I think. So here I was tossing up between throwing in Guardian and Omega, because I brought the armor burn tactic for Guardian, so he would be able to control prowess a lot better. But my Guardian isn't C200, so he wouldn't be able to get that full benefit from healing from the Incinerate, and he's also has no resistance to poison. So I thought Omega would be actually a better shout here, just because he has that poison immunity, and he can just nuke super quickly. That's what we decided to go with, and it worked out pretty well, as you can see. Just under 20 seconds, that fight. So next up here we got 22. One of my alliance mates did unfortunately die here, but that's okay. We're just gonna see if we can finish it off. I didn't initially plan to take this fight, although it's something I would consider doing again because I don't think it's that bad with Omega. But in general, he's not the best counter to 22, especially when it's an unsteady ground defender. Just because of suicides and hazard shift, you can get a lot of debuffs on you, and that can affect your glancing, so you start dealing less damage, and then you don't apply degen. And I think there's insult to injury on this node as well. So that means you just have less defensive ability accuracy to parry as well. So yeah, this is kind of a difficult node for Omega to really shine on, but he can work if you play it well, which I think I managed to do here. Yeah, you can see usually my playstyle with Omega is very passive. That's why we're not getting too many debuffs on us. But I do end up losing quite a bit of health here, which is unfortunate. It's just I'm going to put in a potion for the next fight, which I don't mind too much. I've got a decent amount of loyalty, so yeah, I'm able to just buy potions whenever I need. The fight was pretty quick, not too bad. Next one, we've got a Thing here. This, again, shouldn't be too bad. I've fought Thing many times on a lot of different nodes, and he's never really a problem with Omega. Again, just due to the playstyle, and you know, he doesn't really trigger protection much because most of his damage comes from the spores. Yeah, so this is 23. It's Scared Stiff and Power Focus. I think it's got Bubble Shield as well, but that doesn't really come into play. So yeah, it's mainly just Power Focus, which I actually think is a good node for Thing, in terms of when you're attacking him, because it means you can push him past the bar of power more quickly. So if you happen to stuff up when you're counting rock stacks, you're still able to kind of push him relatively quickly to quite high power. But I guess in turn it also means that he can throw more specials, so you have less of a chance of like lining it up. But yeah, still overall, I think even if you bring like a not so good counter, then he's still going to be an easy defender. That was 36 seconds, one of the longer fights this war actually for Omega. But we're moving on to Korg on 26. I was surprised seeing a 7-star Awakened Korg here, to be honest, but he's here and it was still fine. Yeah, Omega really does handle Korg super well. You know, tentacle hits, ignore those thorns. He has Purify ability accuracy, and that's pretty much it. He just melts from here. Yeah, I think like most of my Omega fights are between 15 and 30 seconds probably. You can see I missed time degen here, but it's okay. Get a special 1 dex off and then just try and finish it off. That fight was fine. Not much health loss, so yeah, not a potion required there. Next up, he got an abs man. I guess I was a little bit worried for this fight, because he does have one-eyed open, which Omega is not the best for, but you can just play it stun immune and it's fine, which you'll see me do here. Overall, he's not the best Absman counter. He doesn't have any way to like properly counter the regen, but he just does so much damage so quickly that you can kind of just wait it out and watch the degen kind of tick him down. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Again, it's Hazard Shift, Shock Bleed, so don't want to be hitting too much in the shock phase if we can help it. I think this guy is running pretty high MD as well, just based on the amount of power he gets when I dex and then cause it to expire. So I managed to push him to special 2, which is pretty good because I can then heavy counter. And then look in that degen, and now he's pretty much just toast. Finish off with a special 1. And yeah, that fight is probably as well as I could have expected it to go, considering that I had to play it stun immune for one-eyed open. So I was pretty happy with that fight. This fight, again, I was tossing up between Guardian and Omega. Like Guardian's probably about Sig 180-ish, so he gets about 75-ish% energy resistance, and he gets about 70% bleed resist. But I do run max coagulate, so Guardian could have taken this fight as well, and he probably would have been a decent option for it because of armor burn as well. But I just kind of wanted to play it safe with Omega. You know, it's very rare that Havoc will get all of his plasma on you, just due to how you play the fight, not hitting them much. And he goes down really quick, like 16 seconds, I think it was, or 18 seconds. So, yeah, super quick, super easy. Again, this fight, not too difficult. This Cap Sam, it's got Make a Stand, I'm pretty sure, and Limber. So, trying to conserve parries if I can until I need to look in my degen at about 20 spores. But nothing really too bad about this fight. It's just kind of like play it as you would any Omega fight. Yeah, you can see I'm kind of hitting block here. I had to parry there, but overall I'm not trying to parry too much so that I can build spores and then save my parries and their duration for when I can lock in my spores with the degen. See here, okay, I missed time the degen again here, which is unfortunate, but he's pretty much dead, so he goes down. All good. 24 seconds, no damage taken. You love to see it. That Guardian synergy is just really, really good. Up here, got an Infamous Iron Man. I think this was the only fight I was kind of worried about, so I did go ahead and chuck on a couple of boosts for it, just like light boosts. I was tossing up throwing a health potion, health boost on as well, but my next fight is a Guardian fight, and I didn't want to have Liquid Courage taking me down a little bit, so I decided just to go for an attack boost. Tech boost was for the next fight, but I thought while I'm here, I may as well just activate it. And then I was tossing up between an Invuln and an Advanced Power Boost, but I went for the Power Boost, again, just for Guardian in the next fight. But I thought may as well take advantage of it here while I can as well. So yeah, the reason I was worried for this fight is mainly because of his non-contact attacks. I kind of thought I might get caught with them, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. I don't think Infamous Iron Man is that great on this node, just because he can't take full advantage of it. But he's still not a bad option. There are definitely worse options to put than him. But yeah, I think I was just worried because he's not your usual placement on this node. But yeah, it wasn't really anything to be concerned about, to be honest. It ended up being just fine, as you can see. He's going to go start healing here, but we just managed to out-damage it with the degen. Even though a special lock, doesn't matter. He's gone. And then this next fight is probably the most interesting fight. Maybe the Wong's a bit more interesting. Yeah, you'll see how that goes. But I think this one's pretty interesting because it's our Guardian fight of the war. As you can see, this one's been very Omega focused, as most of them usually are, as most of you watching this probably know. So this Guardian fight is pretty simple. It's definitely the longest fight of the war, just due to the nature of how Guardian plays and Apox health pool as well. It's about 300k. But this is node 51. We've got Conflictor and Prowess Puncture as well. It's not too bad of a node, especially when you have Armor Burn with Guardian. You just remove all his Prowess, which is really, really good. Perfect with specials to get some power, take no damage. And because we are running recoils, I get the weakness debuff from Special 1. So that's really nice to get some extra willpower healing. Except the only bad thing is if he combos you and finishes with a medium, then he can place poison on you instead, which is really not good because the poison can tick quite hard and it lasts for a long time, and it also reduces healing as well. So we definitely don't want to get hit in this fight because then yeah he can place the poison and then we'll just lose a lot of health. Although this is my only Guardian fight of the war, so I guess even if he did do that, it probably wouldn't matter too much. I go for a random heavy here. I think I just wanted to get another armor to see how much I could power burn him. Not really sure. Another special one here. I think I'm gonna go for another special one. Yep. And I think generally when I play Guardian, I try to get his health, the opponent's health, around 60% before throwing a special 2. But you can probably do around 70. Like, if I threw a special 2 instead of a special 1, he probably would have dropped. But, I guess better safe than sorry, right? I didn't want to be without an armor and then have to still finish him off. So I'm trying to bait out another special 1 just in case he gets pushed to special 2, but I just decided to throw it anyway, and he's dead. That was a pretty long fight in terms of what I'm used to, but still wasn't a bad fight. Now we move on to this Wong. And this Wong, usually when I fight Wong, it goes flawlessly. It's fine. You bait a couple special 1s, maybe a special 2, and you can dex it fully. You'll see this isn't what happens here at all. There's some very interesting AI behavior, which we're going to see in this fight. So yeah, I was pretty mad about this fight. Yeah, I was pretty mad about it. But it's okay. We ended up winning the war anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So I did put an invuln on because I thought just in case I get copped by like a combo or a special, I'm able to survive, which I think was a good move. But yeah, so here we're just gonna build up spores. I lock him in at about 20. So he's ticking down. Go for special 1 dex. I just get hit by it. I don't even know what that was. I think I was just really early on the dex for that. You don't really want to dex a special 1 as well because he can go unstoppable. I knew that at the time, but I don't know why I got hit by it. I should have just blocked it. Here I do dex it, and then yeah, he goes for a random heavy, right into a special 2, and yeah, I'm dead. This fight, it's not even a hard fight. It's just, it's so stupid. Let's just replay it here, right? So I dexed out. I block for like, I don't know, a quarter of a second. He goes for a heavy. I'm holding block. Goes for special 2. And then he just kills me. So let's run this back slower, right? So I block for like, that's like a quarter of a second. He goes for a heavy out of nowhere because that's just Wong's AI. And then I got a block here. And I swear, I could have sworn that I dex here. Maybe I didn't, maybe I did. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I'm pretty sure I did dex here. But I just get clipped by it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just dead because I know the burst damage is gonna finish me off anyway. He does get a few crits as well. I think if it didn't crit at all, maybe I would have survived. But yeah, there's just no way. So that was really unfortunate. I was really upset when that happened because this war had been going pretty well, as you could tell so far. Yeah, all my fights were pretty clean. It's just this one fight, which I was actually expecting to be fine, ended up catching me because of that heavy, just that random heavy. Yeah, that's just Wong's AI for you. Yeah, so that was a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. The block into Dex could have been an input issue, or it could have just been me, not registering the unblockable, or that he threw a special 2. Whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. I'm not too concerned with it. I think it was more about the heavy that kind of threw me off. But that's going to be my war. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.